that's needed by local content. I'll also be hitting on the point of the fact that my opponents have said that if we lack all these things in our society, in our country now, then it is better to keep on importing from the foreigners. And I'd like to ask if a wrong can be made a right by the fact that it continues to be perpetrated by people. If I keep slapping everybody here, does that mean it's right? The same thing it is. If we keep bringing in those foreign products, it doesn't mean that any of it is going to be right. I'll leave my colleague to continue on this.
Standing on all existing protocols, how can we say our human capital is not developed when entries for visa lotteries are on the increase every year from various countries to attract Nigerian professionals for the development of other economies? Or are we saying that after getting holistic education from Babcock University, I have nothing to offer for the development of my economy? I leave that for my opponents to answer. My colleague, in his argument, stated facts from the CBS Statistical Bulletin, and I, as a final year student of the Economics Department, have been able to successfully complete my project using data from the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics and Federal Office of Statistics. Yes, my opponents say that we have data to foster local content in Nigeria. Foreign industries have fostered the importation of inflation, which has increased the general price level, influencing the Nigerian economy negatively. Yet my opponents insist that we continue to import foreign goods and services, which will further destabilize our economy and take us further from attaining any economic goal for our nation. India maximizes local content in form of biomass, which are its waste products to generate electricity for this industry. This is evidence of the need for local content for Nigeria to maximize its
Thank you very much, Babcock University. On that note, I would like to invite our representative from Babcock University to take their report. So please let's start with them.
Nigeria is battling with national disintegration, and you are talking about this. Your home is not building, and you are talking about building the community at that. You have to build your home. You have to have peace and stability at home first. We're not talking about harnessing natural resources. And Gumasa said, and I quote, if Nigeria can harness the human and natural resources, he said, if Nigeria can. The Nigeria Vision 2020 blueprint says, and I quote, the Nigerian economy has to be diversified. This simply means that we don't have to embark or focus mainly on the oil and gas industry. Nigeria has 2 times to attain this vision. This simply means we have to use all what we can get to attain this vision. All other aspects, all other industries must contribute to the attainment of this vision. And we all know, according to the current Minister of Works for Nigeria, it testified for that year or then he said, and I quote, that Nigeria needs about 300,000 kilometers network to attain vision 2020. And he asked that can the Nigerian firm, the Nigerian construction firm, construct a road of over 100,000 within the space of 6 years. This simply means that if the present government of today realize that we need as much help as can get from the outside world. I'm talking about this local content bill. The bill that has failed to make arrangements for the private individuals in Nigeria to own a refinery in Nigeria. The conditions for a Nigeria to own a refinery in Nigeria is very cumbersome, that is making it unrealistic for a Nigeria to come up with the pre-qualified requirement for the individual to own a refinery in Nigeria. And my colleague earlier said that if not for the intervention of a private individual telecommunication company, Nigeria will not be able to avoid telecommunication service. That's not the case. The Nigerian Communication Commission is responsible as a charge of fixing charges for communication services in Nigeria. That is our own commission. We are the ones that put ourselves at their message. I think we have a policy in place that is appropriate that Nigeria can be able to attend that. My colleagues will be coming to further portray and point. Thank you.
The question is this: when you say we keep exporting, if one country become manufacturers and exporter of goods, who will import? So definitely there won't be any market. Then we have only succeeded in quoting from the National Bureau of Statistics, that is our order, but other colleagues have succeeded in quoting from foreign sources. Then we have the space of 7 years. In not to see, let us seek understanding. Depending on local content, as we are now, we cannot afford you waste a minute in attending this year 2020. Therefore, depending on local content, we lead us nowhere in the attainment of 2020. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fountain University and Babcock University. On this note, we would like to take questions from the audience.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this debate is an attempt by the private university subsector of the Nigerian education system to contribute to the discourse on the attainment of the Vision 2020 by our great country. So please, would like everyone to participate to lend his or her voice in this ongoing debate. Thank you very much. So let's take contributions and comments from the audience.
Mine is a question. First of all, Christopher will be 200 level public administration. My question goes to Fountain University. I want to ask in a layman's language. Can you, no matter how developed and rich your neighbor is, bring him to train your children? That's my question. I have a contribution too. Can you, no matter how rich and developed your neighbor is, bring him to help you train your children? When you know very well, this is where your teaching is, this is where your toilet is, this is not how your children behave, everything about you, you know it better than the neighbor. My contribution, we love sport. I'm a good sport enthusiast. First of all, we knew what happened in January just recently. And Nigeria last won the Nations Cup in 1994. Let's use that as an example. In 1994, we used locally based players. Locally based players in the sense that all our local leagues, they brought our players to go internationally and play for us. And you know what happened? They won. That was the last time we won. And the coach, the federation decided to use that situation. And then we know 90% of the players that went to play Nations Cup were locally based players. And you know, we all know what happened. I don't need to say much. Thank you.
Standing on all existing protocol, I'd like to make contributions on behalf of my school, Fountain University. In January 2013, the governor of Central Bank, Malam Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, said, and I quote, that Nigeria will require an annual investment of $10 billion for the next 10 years in order to overcome its infrastructural deficit. He noted that Nigerian Vision 2020 is only attainable where there is good infrastructure. And he also said that the foundation upon which sustainable development can be built in Nigeria is linked to availability of resources. So my question now is for all the doctors of different disciplines here. Of what ratio, size and mass, is the number of international journals you have to write or papers you have to publish in international journals before they will give you the post of a professor in Nigeria? And we're talking about local content in the education sector. I will leave our doctors to answer that. Thank you.
Why do we need local content when we are being exploited by local producers? Why do I need to buy a shoe for made in Nigeria when I can get one from Italy that will last longer?
But I would like us to go even in a different direction. When God was about to perform a miracle in a woman's life of life, Elisha asked the woman, "What do you have?" She had just a little oil, and that was what God used to perform that miracle. The little we have, or the much we have, any way I want to describe it, is needed for Nigeria to attain its goal, Nigeria's Vision 2020. And I think that's important. Thank you.
I would love to give us the question as a food of choice for everybody, not just the question. If we are depending on import from other countries continually and forget our local content, one of if those countries have problems, then we lost. Then two, the topic in question is if required. Are you telling me that then we should forget oil and just depend on everything that is brought from the US? Because oil is part of our local content, what we have in this country. Thank you very much.
The entire environment is pouring a lot of it.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dr. Bosco. I have a question for the service. For Babcock University, you made allusions to Brazil and China working on technical knowledge to enhance their industry. And I want to know, in what practical ways would you direct Nigeria to achieve what Brazil and China have been able to achieve in that course? Then to Fountain, there is a particular publication, I can't get it listed now, but where they talk about the fact that what Nigeria requires as foreign direct investment to achieve Vision 2020 is 30% of its input. So, are you saying that what that implies is that you need like 70% coming from within to be able to get to the vision? But what you are saying, we should emphasize on importation and not what comes from within.
First of all, highlight the point on the question whether my tie is local, and it's local. It's made from Okada. It was made by a local tailor here in the nation. And that's why we practice what we preach, and that's why we are saying that local content should be included into the system to make it work. Now, secondly, I would like to respond to the question from Fountain University that said how many journals do you have to publish in international, how many articles do you have to publish in international journals before you can be made a professor. And I like to say that it is a standard everywhere. In the US, you also have to publish articles outside the US before you can be granted a professorship. So it's a world thing, it's an international thing, and that's the standard for it. So the question goes back to you, do we stop producing doctors because we have to send our articles to international journals? I think the answer is no. Now next, I would also talk about the issue of exploitation. Somebody said, why do I need to buy local products when I'm going to be exploited by my people? And the answer to that is simple. It's economics, the law of demand and supply. It means that when the demand is high, the supply. So when the demand is high, the price is what? The price is low. When the supply is low, the price is high. Please, you have to forgive me. And that's just the law. When we have more of foreign goods, that's why they're cheaper. That's why you have made in China phones that are cheaper than phones that are made in France, for instance. And that's the same. It also goes into the things that are used to produce these things. Most of them are foreign imports. They're imported from foreign countries, and that's why the prices are usually high. Thank you.
I'd like to answer the question from the guy that said that everything you heard from Babcock University's debate was about dreams and visions. I give statistics about the fact that the movie industry, according to the Nigerian Export-Import Bank, brings in 126 billion naira annually, and is the third largest movie industry in the world. And I also quoted the website of the United States entertainment industry that the US movie industry is a formidable pillar in the United States economy. So if the United States movie industry can do that to the United States economy, so also can Nollywood do to the Nigerian economy. I also gave statistics from the World Tourism Council that tourism industry in Nigeria in 2012 kicked up Nigeria's gross domestic product, contributing 3.3%, and is expected to increase annually by 7.0%. All Nigeria needs to do is harness this local content, and I tell you, by the year 2020, Nigeria will be on the list of the world's top 20 global economies. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Once again, I wish to respond to the question that has to do with practical steps Nigeria can take as regards maximizing its local content. And as I said earlier, as stating from the BRIC countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, Nigeria only needs to ensure the implementation of its local content policy, which is the step that these countries adopted. And today, we have China as the top economy of the world, India as the fourth, and the others are lining up right behind it. Again, we are saying that Nigeria can take a cue from India by adopting a self-sufficiency practice. This ensures that we maximize our local inputs and in the long run we become relevant on the international scene. We are also saying that Nigeria should indigenize technology. We are not disputing the fact that technology transfer is necessary, but like my colleague from Igbenedion said, it is necessary for local inputs to be attached to these technologies. If this is not the case, if indigenization of technologies is not adopted, then technology transfer will become a problem to Nigeria, not a solution for the attainment of Vision 2020. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Babcock University. On that note, I would like to invite the representative from Fountain University to take that question.
Thank you for the comment, contribution, and question. I would like to ask from you. The first question, you said, can you ask your neighbor to train your child for you? I will try and adopt the Yoruba idea that said, it is only an eye that gives back the child, but more than 10 eyes brought the child up. And secondly, you said something about football and Nigeria won the Nations Cup and so on and so forth. I will tell you, Brazil has won the most World Cups in the world in the history of football. Then Brazil, the most successful nation. And I can tell you categorically that most Brazilians, most of their best footballers ever try as much as possible in their career to go to Europe to play. What are you telling me? Every footballer's dream is to play in the European Champions League. Can you tell me a Brazilian does not wish to play in the European Champions League? Neymar is saying immediately after the 2014 World Cup, he is going to Europe. And I would like you to understand that no nation state